I think everything should work. Hopefully. Just hoping. I honestly don't know if I feel kind of awkward just talking to myself, but I've played the game several years ago, probably before any of the expansions were released. And I've played for like maybe half a year. I don't think I got that far, and honestly, by now I don't remember anything. So this is pretty much mostly blind. Like I remember the general premise of the first first couple hours, I think. Like I definitely remember the tutorial dungeon and some of the first dungeons in the first city. I kinda remember what's going on in the second city, like the one you get after the entire prologue, I guess. But I'm even on those, I'm really vague and not sure. Um, so I'm gonna just play this out as I would normally. This part, the only difference is I'm gonna focus a lot on the story. I'm gonna be letting the voiceover play out thoroughly. If there is voiceover, if there isn't, I'm probably gonna read out the text that's available from NPCs and quests and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna remember to force myself. I kind of wanna see all the lore, but I don't know if I'm gonna remember to read all the lore. I might do entire segments where I just sit down and catch up on lore. But for right now, I'm just gonna create a character, play as I would normally play. Uh, like I said, I don't remember much of the game despite having played it for a while in the past. So it's pretty much a blind playthrough. I am a VIP just so I have more freedom in character selection creation. Basically, it unlocks a few classes and a few races that are normally behind either VIP or you have to purchase them separately. Um, I think the VIP also gives some minor benefits, but I'm not really bothered by that. I just wanted to have more freedom in character creation. I'm going to create most likely a Dragonborn Paladin. I was thinking between a Paladin and a Cleric, but I think I've settled on a Paladin. Um, I am mostly swayed by the solo ability. Hi. Hi, Vendrick. Yeah, I'm mainly swayed by the solo ability of a class, which basically means how easy the game is when you're all on your own. Like you can see, most of the melee classes have good or very good solo ability, but if we go to a spellcaster that are usually more squishy, you can see that they are challenging. Uh, except the cleric, which is very good. Which, if I remember correctly, that was the character I played way back when I played the game. So that's another point why I don't really want to do cleric. And since for now I'll be playing solo, I decided to go with a character that is good solo. Also, I don't think you will catch him. I think the mic settings should drown out the background noise, but my cat really likes to whine how much I'm not paying attention to him. So if there are some stray meows you hear, that's probably him. Um, so anyway, yeah, let's create a character. It's going to be a paladin. I'm mainly going to focus on melee abilities. I think I'm not gonna have a high enough wisdom to really focus on spells. But I don't want to dump it, so it's an um, open door for me if I wanna. I think I'm thinking about customizing, but at the same time, I really don't remember much. And uh... okay, thanks. Yeah, well, maybe we'll see. Um, I don't remember much about the game, and it is recommended for advanced players. And um, I'll just show you for a moment how it looks. And why I'm hesitant to choose it. Basically, there is a lot you can do wrong and like make the character not really. Well, I don't know if you can really break a character to the point where it's unplayable, but I definitely think it's possible to create a character that is not playable in the long run. Like probably early to mid game, you're gonna be fine despite some issues you made in the build, but I imagine late game dungeons and challenges might be kind of rough on a maybe not even optimized, but badly created character, let's say. I'm gonna be playing Dragonborn. Uh, it's mainly because like, okay, mainly because I like dragons, if you couldn't tell, but also because Dragonborn start with higher strength and charisma, which are both useful for paladins. Lower dexterity doesn't bother me too much. It basically means I'll be easier to hit with certain attacks and probably have a harder time against some traps. But with a paladin, I'll be having a lot of health, some self healing, and probably wearing pretty tough armor, so I should be fine, hopefully. Um, and yeah, because we chose a custom path, now I would get to customize my character. And even just the ability points are kinda intimidating. Like, I don't know if I should go for a max I can or leave it a little lower. Like, my gut tells me to do a bit more um, evenly split character, but I just um, as far as I am aware, it's only the game. It's capturing the EXE. Um, if I tab out, it's probably gonna freeze. If I want to change anything in my settings, since I have it full screen, I would probably have to switch it to full screen windowed mode, so I can move my mouse past the to my other monitor. But then I'm not sure if that's gonna be okay with the game. As in, I'm not sure if, like, for example, in several RTSs, I prefer when my mouse is locked to the screen so I can scroll using my mouse on the edges of the screen. I'm not sure if that's going to be a problem or not. If it's not going to be, then I'll probably switch to full screen windowed mode. Right now it's full screen and it's only should capture the game. I also found while setting up that the game has non-looping music, which is really strange and kind of funny to me. Like, if you notice right now there is no music, that's because we've sat in the characters creation too long, so the track ran out, and I guess they didn't set it to repeat while you're in here. The game is pretty old, so I imagine those are just a few of the quirks that I might run into. Um, but yeah, I definitely want constitution that makes me tougher, more healthy, strength for melee attacks. I don't really bother. I'm not really bothered by dexterity that much. I'll probably have higher charisma than wisdom since that's supposedly more important. Yeah, probably, maybe. I'm not sure honestly. Uh, I mean, in the past there were far fewer far fewer classes and races. So I imagine just that really cut down on the amount of time you spent in the character creation. You also don't spend that much if you don't do custom paths. And so a new player that just goes through, selects what looks good at first glance, might just speed through it. But yeah, I just found it kind of strange, kind of funny that there are looping, there is no looping soundtrack in the game. At least for now. Maybe in the game there will be. I imagine there would be. Maybe it's just for the menus. I'll give myself 2 extra intelligence points because those affect skill points, which I can choose now. I'll probably end up going back and choosing a preset just because I don't want to find myself in like 10 levels completely stuck because my character is too well-rounded and not specialized enough or too specialized or something. Like I said, I don't know too much about the game. I don't remember much about the game, so I don't want to screw myself too easily. I definitely know that spotting is a very important ability because it allows you to, well, spot uh, traps and ambushes, and also some sneaky enemies that like to hide even after engaging you. I'll do concentration because of spells and some abilities that require concentration. Basically, if you get hit, you make you the game checks your concentration to see if you can continue doing what you're doing, or if the damage you've suffered causes you to stagger or stop what you're doing. There is a plus that there is like a lot of explanations down here over here that tell a player what is useful and good. Still, I'm not sure how much of this really helps me. Like, I can see which skills are useful, but I don't know how useful they really are. It's only how useful the game thinks they are. Um, I will take probably healing just because it sounds more useful than diplomacy. And diplomacy, I already have a bit of just because of my class and ability modifiers. Then after skills, you would get to choose your feats, which basically just let you customize the class a little bit. You have some basic feats that you gain just by being a character, like just by being a paladin, you have a certain amount of feats you gain, and then by being a first level dragonborn, you also get a certain amount of feats. It's kind of difficult to scroll past through them and read through all them. Basically, these 3 are the paladin feats that are like. I think so. I think the race tab for the Dragonborn said they have a racial ability to breathe elements. I don't think it's limited to only fire. I'm not sure if it's available right away or if it's from a certain level, or if it's a. I can look through to see if it's a specific ability I have to choose. These are deity feats, which are basically a choice for a paladin, strictly for paladin. All the green feats are for all characters. So basically, any feat you see that's green, you can choose for any character, for any class. as there would be some more, because the same feats you get here, like martial weapon proficiency, which I have because I'm a paladin. If you didn't have those would also show up here. So you'd be able to see them here, and if there is a specific weapon you want to use that isn't granted to you by your character class, you can just pick it up on your own manually to have that. Like if I wanted to play with a Kopesh, I could choose it here, or I would, and I could choose that for any class, even if the class didn't have all those martial proficiencies. But I don't think I want this. Okay, so there's racial fits, which I have to choose one. And let's see. Okay, so this basically gives me a choice of a resistance to a certain damage type, depending on the color. And also select the element you will gain bonuses with in the Dragonbone racial enchantment tree. So I imagine that's connected to the fire breathing. It's probably in the racial enhancement tree. Sorry. So I imagine if I wanted fire, I would need to choose red, which is resistance to fire, and probably fire stuff in the racial tree. I'm not sure if I want red. I might go white for cold, or maybe black for acid. It it sounds kind of more nasty than fire for some reason. So then again, like maybe fire has damage over time, which also would be resistance. Yeah, maybe it's a cliche, but I'll go with red dragon for fire. There are skill feats that just improve your skills that I chose before, but I'm not gonna choose any of those. If you are a spellcaster, you gain spellcasting feats. I get a few, I think, just because I will have spells after I think 4th level as a paladin. But for now, I think um, I'll just see about something. I'm thinking either two-handed fighting, because I'll most likely want to use a two-handed sword, or alternatively to be more general. In case I don't end up actually using a two-handed sword, I could go for a focus with slashing weapons. So then I get bonus to both two-handed swords and regular swords, and I imagine also for axes if I end up using those. This would probably be more safe. There are also just some active attacks. The skills that are in these octagons are passives, so they are just applied all the time. And then the square ones are active abilities that you can use, but don't do anything if you don't use them, obviously. Um, I'm honestly not sure. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'll be changing back to a set. Um, to a set. Yeah, I'll think about that. I might do. I know the VODs are available for 14 days on Twitch by default, and then if I manage to get a partnership or like the there is a partnership and there is another program with Twitch that then turns your VODs into they are like available for 3 months, I think, 90 days. Um, I'm also not sure if I'll manage to both transmit and record, or if I'm able to download my own VODs. I'll have to look into that. If I'm able to download them, I might be able to upload them to YouTube. If I'm not, it's gonna be a little bit more tricky because I would have to both record and transmit on the same at the same time while I'm streaming, And one, I'm not sure if my PC can handle that, and two, I'm not sure if I have enough space to really have a lot of recorded footage. I'll look into that though. It's definitely something that can be done if I'm able. Um, I don't remember one thing about the deities of the D&D universe this game is set in. I have a vague idea of the current 5th edition D&D pantheon, but I don't remember much from the old ones. And especially since I don't think these are like um official deities. No, I know what this is. It's the game is primarily set in the Eberron universe, not the Forgotten Realms. So those are that's probably why the deities are different. Because I definitely don't remember any of these gods from the 5th edition Pantheon, and I don't think they've really changed it that much. So this guy likes Warhammers. I'm just looking for a guy that likes swords, if there is one. There's one. There's one that likes long swords. And that's basically the uh, all of the bonuses I get is just a +1 to hit with the weapon that my god likes. So I guess I'll just go with the follower of the sovereign host. And for my main feat, I'll just go with focus on slashing weapons. Just something that feels safe to choose. And then normally you would get this roundup that basically gives you a look into um, everything. Sorry, that's my phone reminding me to charge it. Um, you can look into all your feats that you, both the chosen ones and the basic ones, the ones you just get from being a certain race and class, and you can look into your skills, and then you would get to choose your appearance, your name. This is based, as far as I know, from the 3rd or 3.5 editions of D&D. So unfortunately, as a paladin, you can only be lawful good. Thankfully, the designers of the tabletop game realized how restrictive this is and how unfun it makes the class, especially since in the 3rd edition and I think in 3.5 you could actually lose the ability to be a paladin if you started to act outside of your alignment. Like if the dungeon master decided that you did something that a lawful good character wouldn't do, you would actually lose levels in paladin until you like redeem yourself. It sounds both fun in certain circumstances. Like it's fine if a player comes to the table and wants like a character arc that's like that, but overall that's really restrictive basically, and also caused a lot of nightmare stories to be read on the internet about just the amount of arguing and uh, players not being able to work together because there was a paladin that never could do anything outside of lawful good alignment. The issue is if I wanted to like change race or change to a path, all my custom choices for the class would get completely removed. But I will do that. So if I go back, I have to go back through all of these. Um, you will lose the choices, yeah. And then I would have to go back to the path. And I think I'll go for the Flame of Justice. This is the offensive aggressive paladin. Um, DLC for Oblivion, which was super stupid. Okay, yeah, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, it's basically, I think the mechanic was from really old, the really old thinking way of thinking for a paladin. Then I think in 3.5 there became this idea about an oath breaker paladin, so someone that is still a paladin but broke their oath, so has some of their powers left, but then other powers either are taken away or corrupted. Uh, and people began liking that idea so much that I'm not sure. I haven't looked into fourth edition, but in fifth edition it became canon. Like there is a subclass for paladins that's mainly designed for bad guys, an oathbreaker paladin, but also paladins as a whole are way more lenient. With you can easily make an evil, chaotic, or lawful evil paladin. There is just no restriction anymore. There is the books tell you that it's usually the case that a paladin is lawful good, but it's not a requirement anymore, and there are no mechanical punishments for going out of your alignments. Let's say. Um, there's also the Truthbringer, which could be a bit more of a safe choice since this one says they can swap their role based on the situation. So maybe if I wanted to like group up with someone and be a more tanky character, then I could choose this one. I want to see if so basically the Flame of Justice offensive paladin has a little less wisdom and more constitution, so his focus more on just martial ability and less on spells. That might actually be okay to just take this then. I would be a little more squishy as a Dragonborn in heavy armor can be. Because I imagine this one has completely different stats to focus on defense. Yeah, so maybe let's go with the Truthbringer, so we can be a bit more um, flexible. And I do want to play around with some spells, so having a higher wisdom will help with that. Um, Still a Dragonborn, and then now we skip over the entirety of the um, choices. That does make me wonder what kind of um, skills. Okay, so this guy chooses the Sovereign Host, so the one we want, and Dragonic Ancestry Red, which we also wanted. He does get. He chooses Toughness. Yeah, okay. From what I remember, it's just more HP per level, and Intimidate skill. I'm not sure how useful that will be, but we'll see. Um, in terms of looks, I'm not looking for anything really um, that specific or complicated. Since we are a red ancestry, it only makes sense to be a red dragonborn. Um, I definitely want to make him more lizard-like than human-like, as much as the game will allow me. So probably an eye of this type more than that type. There was one I liked more. Yeah, this one looks fine. Let's go with purple eyes, I guess. Or maybe yellow, since we're a paladin, so something holy. Beard will be this thing, okay. Probably just some spikes. Maybe a bone chin. Looks holy yellow eye, yeah, basically. It it turns red when I see heretics. Okay, definitely not a braid of weird things. Yeah, these spikes. From up front, he looks kind of derpy, but we'll see. I mean, 90% of the time I'll be looking at his back anyway. Here we get to customize the frills on the back of his chin. Okay, so a few rings, a lot of rings, no rings. I kind of like this one. It's minimalistic. And then eyes? What is that? Okay, those are around the eyes. I am not sure. I don't know honestly. I am curious to see. There are some games that allowed weird proportioned characters to have helmets. It's very possible that I will end up hiding helmets if that's a feature, if they don't look all too well. I'm honestly kind of fine with the game just telling me that sorry, your character is Dragonborn, you don't visibly wear helmets. I think I'll just go with something generic like this, maybe. I'm honestly not sure. Or maybe those look a bit more dangerous, I guess. For the name, let's go with just gameplay dragon. And let's see, I'm not sure if it tells me that the name is taken right now or if after I play press create. So let's see. Yep, the game is taken. So let's see if we can do... Okay. Because I'm pretty sure the name has to be unique, not the combination of the name and surname doesn't really matter, I don't think. Okay, let's try my good old around the Drake. I don't think, yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see, I don't think I can do a space or a dash here. But let's see around the Drake. Okay, that worked. Yeah, and you can probably hear the music right now, but in like, if we sat here for like a minute, literally just a minute, the music would stop and it would just be silent. Yeah, he's alive and wears, well, something. That's pretty much because the game starts you as a shipwrecked survivor. I like that sometimes I think there's a puff of smoke coming out of his mouth. But anyway, let's begin the actual adventure. Well, character creation just took half an hour. That's pretty usual for me, if I'm honest. And that's after I've already pretty much knew what I wanted to create. If I sat in the character creation reading all the abilities of the other classes, I would spend another hour.
You find
probably.
yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
Ah, you're awake.
Okay,
Oi, you ain't
I might
undead,
look
are
into
you?
that. As said, I probably won't be skipping any dialogue.
Can you move?
Or lore, at least as much as I'm able to.
Can you talk? Speak to me.
Yeah, we can talk. Why were you on that ship that got attacked by the dragon? You were the first survivor I found, and sailors have been washing up for hours. Okay, so apparently the ship... Okay, the dialogues are a bit too loud. I'll check that in a second then. Now don't go blaming Rogue for making a living. Besides, I don't take them. Nothing. I didn't take nothing from you. You got nothing worth taking. So you would take anything I had if it was worth something. Thanks. It's right dangerous to walk around without a blade. For my good deed of the day, I can give you something back at my camp. Basically, we are in a tutorial, and he will let us test out a few weapons.
If what the
Follow me.
halfling said was true, no one but you made it to the island
The
alive.
camp's up here.
It may be worth following this rogue. For now.
So, let's see.
Come on.
Dungeon Master. Let's see if that helps. I'm not sure what is attached to what setting. If the...
This way.
Is he more quiet?
The camp's up here.
No, it doesn't seem like he's affected by the Dungeon Master narration. Let's see sound effects. That would kinda suck.
Come on.
I think he's more quiet with the sound effects. Okay, so his voice is attached to sound effects. It kinda sucks, since probably our spells and stuff
This
might
way.
also be more quiet with this setting, but we'll see. Let me know if it's still too loud or...
Come on. Follow me.
So yeah, this guy cheats, shimmies, basically
Here we are. So you want a weapon or not?
brings us to the camp to give us a weapon. Here's a weapon for you, but then do me a favor, tit for tat, right? Depends what you want. I'll take that as a yes. Here you look like you could use this longsword. The longsword.
Go ahead. Give it a few swings.
I'm pretty sure it gives us the choice of a longsword because of the pre-chosen paladin path we chose. If we were custom, he would just give us a whole choice of weapons, and I'm pretty sure you can still ask him for a different weapon if you want.
As you take hold of the weapon, feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
So basically, he wants to give us our first. Still just slightly too loud. Okay, so let's just go down another. I'll see about this now. You can destroy the crates to pick up some loot. It should just be some money. Basically, you can see how your weapon swing works on these. Oh, there's a potion of healing here. It's actually useful. Not that the gold is not useful, it's just like, I don't know, gold seems like a bit of a boring drop. Okay, let's talk. Can I try out another one? Yeah, so basically if we didn't have a pre-selected paladin path, it would just give us this choice right away. But since we're a paladin that has a god that likes longswords, I'll just stay with my longsword. And let's talk with him and see what he wants to do, wants us to do in return. Here's the deal. Selimas is waiting for us in a cave up the path. Go and tell her we'll be along shortly, just as soon as we finish with all the salvage on the beach. Okay, so you want us to Give a message. Well, I'm sure Selma's would appreciate any help you can give her too. And I'll make her less likely to smash... It'll make her less likely to smash my noggin in when I catch up.
Selimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.
And tutorial shows us that there is the grotto we are meant to go to.
Selimus is in the grotto. I shall show you the way.
Yeah, basically this guy shows us the way, but we'll make him wait so we can get all these potions and copper pieces on the way. I'm not sure if we're gonna need them per se, but I'd rather pick them up than later
Tell me,
regret it.
was it exciting to see a dragon up close?
Well, I didn't see it, and I ended up the only survivor of a crashed ship, so I'm not sure if exciting is the right word.
Here we are. Go inside and speak with Selimus. I'll wait here for Jeets.
Okay, so basically this is our first dungeon, tutorial dungeon for level 1. I can only do it solo because this is a tutorial, and we are entering it. Basically, as Dungeons and Dragons is generally a
Is
party
this
game.
Selimus, the cleric you were sent to find?
Since the D&D game is generally a party game, you are joining an NPC party in
Who in Kyber are you?
their dungeon crawl. Later dungeons you can still do on your own solo, or you can do them in a party with other players, obviously. Ah yes, I am the paladin Araon D. A dragon attacked my ship and I survived. I then met your companions who asked me to protect you until they arrive. Or I can just tell her that the rogue tried to, well, entice me into helping you out, but I'll be nice. Since I am supposed to be lawful good in this game. Until they arrive, is Jeets still sifting through the wreckage? I'll wring his little throat until his tongue falls out. Nice. If you're willing to help me, I don't fancy waiting around for those idiots anymore. Let's see what she tells us about the other two guys. We asked about Jeet Shins, and if she's afraid to turn her back on a rogue. I once thought so too, but Jeet's changed my mind long ago. But the Silver Flame, he can still get my blood boiling sometimes, obviously. But he's never let me down when it truly matters. Also, Talborn thinks the world of him. Okay. I still want to ask about the Warforged now. Has my highest respect. He has history with Jeets, and they're inseparable. Okay, I'd wish they hurry with all the Swahagen in these caves. I'll sorely miss Albron's sorcery. I know, but let's see what is a Swahagen? Not entirely sure how to pronounce that. I always call them Swahagen. They're ugly, scaly, slimy, and they like to sacrifice innocents to the dark devourer god. Nice. For these reasons, I am eager to smite them. Well, I think we can get along. I think that's all, so let's go.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
Her spell temporarily prevents you from dying, though you can still suffer injuries. This effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
Now, let's be about it.
Basically, I was just given a tutorial spell.
A gate? There must be a way to open it. Try up that ladder. I'll remain here and bash any Sawagan trying to sneak out.
That basically returns me to consciousness if I die. Okay, so all of the game is a bit too loud. Okay, so let's just go down a few percent in the master volume. It's kind of stupid that it's still too loud when it's already on a fifth of the volume. Now let's try 20. We can always still go down. Now we have to figure out how to open the gate. You can jump. I think you can also kinda climb up if your character is just short of making the jump. I'm not sure what this does. I don't think it does anything. I think it's just a prop. We get to fall down here.
You hear the shuffling
Take some
and
damage
wheezing
while
of some
falling.
creature coming from the corridor ahead.
And we'll most likely have to fight with our first enemy in here. Let me take a second to see what abilities I have on my hotbar. I will probably not require stealth to be that high on the priority list. I'll leave this. This basically reduces the enemy defenses. Rip has the chance to make them fall down. Smite is my more powerful attack thanks to my class. But as you can see here, there is a 1. I can only do that once per rest. There are shrines that you can rest, which regenerate your health, mana, and abilities. I can go into a defensive stance that gives me a 5% penalty to hit, but gives me 5% bonus to AC. I think that's more of a passive ability. Then I'll go here. Might Evil ranged, I don't think I'll actually need at all, since I don't see myself really going into ranged right now. And these can stay down there. Okay. This enemy should just go down by swinging at him. Okay, I didn't
The
think it
corroded
would go
lever
down
at the
that
rear of
easily.
this corridor most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Selimus, is waiting.
Yep, never would have figured that out on my own. Still so loud. Okay, let's
Good
go
job.
down
but
another
no time
5.
to dawdle.
We come to assist you.
Okay, so the other
Selimus
guys.
isn't too honked at me. Thanks for putting in the good word. Don't you worry, Selimus. I'm here to watch your behind now.
Yeah, basically, I can still go ranged later if I want. Now we are joined by the other guys, and we'll be going through the rest of the dungeon together.
The evil aura is oppressive. Sawagan are behind this door. I'll take point. Talbron, cover me with your spells. Jeets, kill anything that tries to flank us. You, open the door.
Okay. Let's open the door
Charge!
and charge.
What, it's empty?
Oi, where's the bloody Sawagan?
Look, the door closed behind us.
It would be logical to assume.
Yep, it's a trap of ugly fish people. Basically, we have to hold them off. We can use our abilities.
There are
These are the
more of
ones-
them up there. Stay alert.
Ones that don't end, aren't
Purge the wicked!
specific to a rest. Just for now, save it for someone more dangerous, I guess. You can try to trip the guy.
Sawagan wretches, are you scared of me? Come down and fight.
I think there is one more wave. As said, I have brief memories of what's happening right now.
Such is the fate of evil. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Yeah, so the door is closed, I think.
Can't pick this. Anyone see a key?
Yep.
Curious. I just stepped on something.
Good work.
How are you
I see a key
standing
down
on
there.
water?
Who's up for a swim?
Sir,
Hydrophobia mean anything to you?
sir, cease your levitation. Hi, Trippy. Okay, so the game will freeze for a moment, probably. And
I
let
can't
me
swim in
see
this
about
armor. For
the...
the flame's sake, someone go down there.
Um,
I can't swim in this armor. For the flame's sake, someone go down there.
okay, I boosted my mic a bit. Tell me if it's too loud now. We'll see. There isn't much more I can do
I can't
through
swim in
the...
this armor. For the flame's sake, someone go
Okay.
down there.
Yeah, so basically we have to go down and look for the key.
You grab the silver key. Time to swim for the surface.
Our Warforged friend is still no longer floating. Is he just gone? Did we actually find a way to break the game already? Okay, let's just see. I'm hoping a script.
I'm weary. Let's take a moment to rest.
Okay, she just teleported.
I still got plenty of stamina. I can go all night long.
Okay,
Why don't
so
you
let's
scout
go
ahead,
back to
then?
25%.
Just don't get yourself in
And let me
trouble.
let me
Now you're
know.
talking. I'll take a little peep.
Oh, he managed to crawl out of there. Yeah, so basically there is a resurrection shrine, which is kind of a checkpoint. If we fail the later on in the dungeon, we respawn in here. And then if we had used our smite, we could have rested. I will rest anyway just to regenerate the 2 hit points we lost while falling down. And it should regenerate everything
If
back
you're
to
done
full.
resting, go and scout ahead with Jeets.
Yep. Okay. Let's see.
Crikey.
That looks like a pretty nasty trap. Thankfully... Oh, that's a nasty trap. Lucky for you, I'm here. Why is that? Only blokes with rogue skills can deal with traps. Bloke like me. Don't you worry, if you really want to, you can find a trainer to teach you rogue abilities, once you've got enough experience to handle it, that is. Yeah, so that's one of my worries about playing this solo, is not having abilities. Most of those should still be fine, most of the game would still be fine. I don't think there should be like points where I
No
won't be
match
able
for
to
yours
progress
truly. You can open the door now.
without another player, at least for a while. And then, well, maybe by then I'll find... there is a
You
Discord.
two having fun? It's time for us to go.
Yep, we can go.
The High Priestess should be up ahead. The onus for much suffering rests squarely upon her slimy, webbed hands. There she is, performing some kind of profane blood magic.
I will open the door. Prepare yourself.
Okay,
Ready? Go!
let's go. Let's use some of our abilities and save our smite on her. Yep. Not too amazing, but it deals a bit more damage.
According to our employer, there's a secret passage around here somewhere leading to Korthos. You boys look for it. I must cleanse the profane energies around the shrine.
Let Selimus do her thing. You and I'll take care of the important stuff. The treasure.
Yeah, okay. So let's see what we got. We got a shield, a breastplate, and a ring of water breathing. That's actually kind of cool. And apparently, I don't remember this, so they had to add it, had to have added it later. But there's apparently a way to reroll loot. But we don't need that. We can equip all of this now. So basically, the shield just gives us a bit more defense, while increasing the chance of a spell failing to cast. If I was a spellcaster, you probably don't want to carry shields just because of that. And then also your armor also affects your spell failure, and also the heavier the armor, the more protection it gives, but it also gives you penalties to some abilities, mainly stealth, but also some acrobatics-based activities. But for now, and yeah, in this game you actually have to wait for a bit to equip armors. The lighter armors are equipped really quick. The heavier armors take longer. It's basically to, well, it's in line with the tabletop game, but also probably a system to stop players from swapping armors on the fly, since in combat you might not be able to do that. And I guess we can also wear the ring. Rather than just giving you water breathing, it actually just lets you cast the spell water breathing. Which I'm pretty sure we would have to find in our spells or something. So yeah, here we can look into what abilities the set path gave us. It didn't put any points in spotting, so that might actually be a problem, but we'll see. You can see our stats. This. Okay, so this is just more specific stats. You can write a biography. Okay, let me see if I can put this here maybe to cast spells. I'm not too worried about wasting it. Yeah, so this gives me water breathing.
My rogue senses are tingling. There's something fishy in this room. Try searching around.
You feel a stiff draft from somewhere in this room. Perhaps the hidden passage to the village is in here.
Yeah, so basically this is teaching us about the search skill, which we have a total modifier of -1.
Found the secret passage? Go on, open it then.
But since this is the tutorial, I'm pretty sure it's just scripted to
Brilliant.
let you find it.
Pints up the wazoo. Here I come.
We're almost done here. The way out is up ahead. But first, I want to reward you for your assistance. Please, come speak with me.
We've made it. The door ahead should take us out to the village, but before we go, I want to give you something from my stash, in thanks for your assistance to me and my fellows this day. Okay? Call me Selimas. May you always walk the righteous path, and the holy flame look kindly upon your days and deeds. And to you. Okay, we can choose one item from all of these. So we can get a wand that we can't use, but basically gives me 50 charges of a spell. These are, I'm pretty sure, meant for a monk. And then there are all the different weapon types. I'm obviously gonna go with the longsword. It's also, I think, enchanted with fire damage. Let's see. Fire touch, this weapon gives off a faint aura of warmth. A fire touch weapon deals an additional 1 fire damage on a successful hit. Yep. The same thing will be bound, that's fine. Let's equip it. Okay. And we can exit out to the village.
Stepping out of the grotto, you find yourself in Korthos village. The Sahuagin have threatened this place for generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning. However, some hopeful souls still hold out for help to arrive.
So, now we're in a town sorts. We can go around talking with NPCs. How to bind your character? Okay, so basically, if you fall in battle, you return to the last planes you bound your spirit at. Characters who can bind your spirits have the Spirit Binder title beneath their names. Every tavern has its Spirit Binder inside. I'll go look. You don't have to point me to him. Okay, so basically, if we want, there is a someone who can bind our spirit. So we respawn here if we manage to kill ourselves somehow on our adventures. These symbols are usually indicating a dungeon, but since we don't, we could. No, we can't actually go into it on our own. We have to have a quest that leads us there. There are several quest givers, but let's see about that tavern and the spirit mender. Okay, here's the tavern. We can also probably rest here. No, we actually just got our charge back just by being in the either tavern or just the town. But anyway, let's talk with the spirit mender. If I fall in battle, can you bring me back? Yes, I wanted to be resurrected here. How to find the quest, I think I manage. And I think he can also heal us. Okay, but it costs a lot. It costs really a lot. To put the hundreds of gold in perspective, I think I have 5 gold at the moment. So we won't be using your... Oops, sorry. your services at the time. Basically all the NPCs that have persistent names and titles have some use at this or another time. Like you can see here, she probably has some quest that we don't have unlocked yet. I am half surprised to actually see other people playing it. I know the server is semi-active from the Discord that I found for the game. I specifically chose the server that is most active. but I honestly didn't expect people to be around the starting area. There is another quest. There are trainers which you need to meet in order to level up. Once you have enough experience, obviously. For now, we don't. So I'll just go around taking quests just to get some experience and actually play the game, obviously. The fisherman sits before he winces as he badens his leg. What happened? It was the Devourer cult. They came and destroyed our Kaneth crystals. We tried to stop them. Vogel here was hit pretty bad, and I think I broke my ankle, but we got away with one crystal, just one. We put it in the basement of Cortos Hall. They'll come back for it tonight, and we're in no shape to stop them. Okay, why is the Kaneth crystal so important? The crystals were holding back all this unnatural ice. With the one remaining, we might still be able to save off the cold. But without it, Cortos will freeze over within a week, okay? Okay, so apparently these islands are supposed to be warm. Where's the ice coming from? I imagine the dragon, obviously. It's the dragon that's freezing the island over. May she be thrice blighted. She's blockaded the harbor and throws us all into the ninth hell. Nobody knows why she's helping the Swahagan and the cult, but I swear if something isn't done, we're all in big trouble. Yeah, you don't say. Okay, so basically we can protect the crystal from the invaders. And let's see, that's here. We can do casual, normal, hard, elite, and reaper. I don't think I'm going to be doing elite on my first level. These are more meant to be a returning thing, like after you level up and do some other quests, you can return and redo the quest on a higher difficulty, more so than choose the level of challenge you want at first level. And if you only want the story, you can go here, but obviously earned XP and treasure is reduced, so I don't want that. What's this? Okay, so this is just a count of the amount of hard and elite dungeons we've completed. Okay, let's go to the Kanith Crystal Cortos Hall dungeon. And see about protecting the crystal. That is a surprisingly long loading screen, to be honest. I kinda thought a game this old on a PC this good and, well, internet connection good enough considering the time that the game was created. I would have imagined most dungeons to just load up in a snap, not this long. Unless it's trying to matchmake me, maybe? Since I think, unless you choose private game, it tries to meet you up with other players, so I'm not sure if that's happening. Yeah, it's really weirdly long. On the other hand, the village itself didn't really load that long, so I'm not sure what's the matter. Can I actually get to some menu or something? Nope. Okay, this is strange. Okay, I'll give it another minute and then I'll try restarting the game, I guess, and maybe seeing if there are some options for the dungeon that I chose that may make me matchmake at right now or something. I don't know. It doesn't help that there is no sound and the bar down here doesn't move, so it kind of looks more like the game froze than it's actually loading. Okay, I don't think it's gonna do anything. Let's see. Technically it's not broken, but okay, so give me a moment. Okay, and we have a black screen. That's not good. Why do we have a black screen? Um, there we go. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, yeah, this loads up really quick. Let's see about entering the quest and grouping options. Public group? No, we were in a private group. Start a private instance for your party. Let's create a new instance for advanced. And let's try this again. Hopefully this time it'll... Yep, this... Okay, so... maybe it was looking for a free
Ahead
instance
is
or
the
something.
cellar where the Caneth crystal is hidden.
Okay. Let's see.
You can feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic crystal Boldar spoke of. But from the shadows approach those who would doom Korthos by destroying it.
Okay, so there is going to be some enemies. Ah, there's someone. Nope. Let's see. I don't imagine the first quests will be all that hard. Ah, nope. Stop. Leave the crystal alone. I said leave it alone. I'm not sure how much the crystal can actually survive. Come back here. Okay. Something in my inventory has been damaged. Wait. That's not good. I'll look into it after we're done. So far so good. There's someone coming from over there. Let's make him... Okay, he fell down. Okay, 4 more cultists. 3 more. There's one. Ah, stop. Don't damage the crystal. Where's the last guy? I still have my smite saved if he turns out to be a harder guy. But for now I don't even see anyone. Hello, one more cultist. Ah, here he comes. Oh, it's just a regular guy.
You have slain the last cultist, thus protecting the Caneth Crystal and saving Korthos.
Nice. Okay, and that's basically it. We can now go given our quests. In this game there is actually a strange, at least in my opinion, kind of strange system where you have levels and then you have ranks. Basically you need, I think, 4 ranks before you actually level up. And you basically unlock parts of your level with each rank. So we've reached the first rank, and that gives us an action point, which we can spend. What can we spend it on? It says we can do an enhancement, but we don't have any enhancements unless it means here. Enhancements. Whoa. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot to take into. Okay. So we have 3 paladin skill trees. We have a Harper agent skill tree, which from what I remember from the lore is basically kind of a secret organization that tries to protect everyone. But like from the shadows, kinda. And then we have the racial tree. That is a lot of skills. Okay, so we have some skill, some health. we have +1 fortitude. Basically, I think that's health and defense. I can choose either strength or charisma, more fortitude. I think this would be choose an elemental breath weapon, so this would be fire breathing. Then scales would give me extra armor. That's kinda interesting. And physical resistance. More powers. Memory of flight. No. Okay. You can actually fly. Well, kinda. It looks like more of a far jump. Still cool. Okay, in terms of Paladin, what do I want? There's so much. 1 hit point and positive energy spell power for each action point you spend in this tree. Attack evil creatures and deal extra damage. Resist evil influences. Okay, so this is more of an offensive, this is more of a defensive tree, I guess. With favored weapons, more smiting. Strike through is basically, I think, a chance to cleave. Thunder DC, pretty sure that lowers enemy defenses. And then some skills. Action boost attack or damage, melee, cleave, or range attack. Okay, so this is all offensive. This is probably all defensive. Negate potential item wear. Lay on hands, that would actually be useful. Sacred defense stance. Armor class and maximum armor dexterity bonus. Well, we don't have 30 bonuses, so I think the scales will be more useful than the armor class. Though maybe not, I'm not sure. And then if we use tower shields, again, we don't have much of a dexterity bonus, so I don't think this really matters. And then what's this? Plus 1 to hit and damage with your main hand weapon and with your shield bash attacks. Okay. Make a secondary shield bash. More secondary shield bashes. While you have a shield equipped. Okay, so this is stuff that uses shields. And let's see, Harper Agent. To hit versus evil and universal spell power. Use an ability to improve. More to hit versus evil and spell power. Okay, so this is kind of a little all over the place. Some boosts to damage, some to defense, some to magic. Ooh, this is actually really good though. A total of +3 to listen, search, and spot, and save versus traps. That could be very useful since we have low dexterity. That could be very useful. But I feel like a lot of those thoughts are really far ahead. I really like these skills a lot. And if I had to choose, I would probably go with mainly the offensive tree, with maybe just a bit into the defensive tree just to get the lay on hands, since that's gonna be my main self-healing ability. But for now, let's take an extra to hit bonus versus evil creatures and dealing extra light damage. And I imagine maybe we will be able to later reset trees. I imagine it's gonna cost either 15 crystals, which I apparently have, or 10 platinum, right? Resetting with plat added plus costs. Okay. So I can reset with normal money. It's a lot of money, but I can. That's good. Okay, is the crystal safe? Yes, the cultists came and, as you said, dead wood, and when they tried to destroy the crystal, I felled them. This village will remain warm. Well, warmish. Okay. And I get to choose one item. Let's see. Reduces physical damage taken by 4, except from bludgeoning or slashing weapons. This lets me use aid. That gives me temporary hit points and morale. And Axebane reduces physical damage taken except from bludgeoning and piercing. I'll take this. I can cast this. It lasts for 3 minutes, so not that long, but I think it's the most useful. It can still help, definitely. And as far as I'm aware, since he has this blue checkmark over his head, I can do the mission again. I would like to use I can do the quest again, and then I can try on a different difficulty. We can look into it later. For now, I think I'll go check other quests for now. So, what is your deal? You're a dangerous paladin, if I've ever seen one. But I reckon you got a heart too, up to helping us some food. Why did he did he say I'm a dangerous paladin? Aren't all paladins dangerous in a way, I guess? I mean, lawful good doesn't strike me as a alignment that would be risky to be around. Okay. Yes, I have been called a champion in my time. Naturally, I must lend my strength to the unfortunate. Sounds kind of patronizing, honestly. You presume much? Yeah, don't know. And depends what kind of help, I guess. See that house yonder north? That's our storehouse. And at the back room, old Lars Hayton put his scrolls. Now the good folk of Kortos need that scroll, so someone's gotta go in and get it. I'd do it myself, but the storehouse got a wee infestation. Rodents and spiders is all, but here's the kick. All Hayton put a shield to keep scaly Swahagen hands off his scrolls. Only he ain't around no more to turn it off, but I'm sure you're bright enough to do it. Okay, yeah, sure, what's so important? Hayton once wrote this one scroll that's all about dragons. Aye, that's right, I said dragons. What with the white dragon making all this ice, and otherwise being a mortal danger, well, the scrolls ought to come in handy, you follow? Alright. I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a bit more of an engaging dungeon, as opposed to the other one where it was just one room and some defending. I think this one is will actually have some...
Dust and mold fill this ill-maintained storehouse. You can hear the telltale skittering of vermin nearby.
Some actually minor dungeon mechanics. Yep, well, for now it definitely has some minor enemies. As with any game ever, the first thing we do when entering a new location is break all the pots to make sure we find everything there is to find. Like this copper. I wonder, can I actually climb this? I can, I don't see much point though. But I can climb it. That's cool. Let's destroy the rest. Just to make sure we're not missing anything.
The door's lock is beyond hope of picking. Hopefully the key is still somewhere in the storehouse.
Okay. So we have to find the key. Reanimated rat. Oh, another one. Okay. Kinda thought that it would just be rats, not actually undead rats. Though I wonder if my bonus versus evil takes into account undead versus non-undead, so maybe it's better that it's an undead, so I get more damage. See? Potion of Cure Live Wounds, that will come in handy.
This appears to be the main storeroom. It seems the
Okay.
villagers have been preparing for a protracted siege.
Okay, apparently this is some well-prepared
A large silver
storeroom.
key falls out of the crate. A Sahagin emerges from a hidden passage demanding the key.
Where?
You mustn't let the scrolls fall into
Oh, hi.
devourer hands.
Okay. Let's knock him down and kill him. I thought about using my smite, but I'll save it for later. It still turned out relatively easy. Arrows, that's kinda nice. Potion of Tumbling, what does that do? Potion of Tumbling, Tumble, for 5 minutes, give an ally plus 10 enhancement bonus on tumbling. Okay, so a skill potion. Oh, let's actually wear the new bracers and let's put them on the hotbar to be able to cast the spell. Let's look around for the rest of boxes. And let's see what the Swahagan had here. So they had a shrine, and there's a chest. Let's see what the Swahagan had in a chest. There is a nullified 34. Okay. It's a short sword that has nullification plus 34. Okay, enhancement bonus to negative energy and poison spell power. That's kind of nice. Spellcasting implement, so it can be used as a spellcasting focus, plus 1 bonus to universal spell power, and plus 1 enhancement bonus to AC. What? Okay, so it gives me plus 1 both to AC and damage if I use it. That's actually... No, armor with this quality gains a plus 1 enhancement to AC, weapons gain bonus to attack and damage. Well, we already have a plus 1 to attack rolls because we have a masterwork, and with a fire touch of plus 1 fire damage, I reckon it's pretty much the same. And the sword deals base less damage. 1d6 versus 1d8. It's pretty close, but I think I'll stay with the sword, especially since we have a deity that likes swords, so we have a bonus to that. Okay, let's go with the other path, just to find more enemies to kill. Though as far as I'm aware, killing enemies on its own doesn't give you any experience. I'm not sure about drops. I would imagine you can actually, like, enemies can drop something when you kill them. But they don't give you experience just for killing them. You get experience from what's called monster manuals. So basically, you have a book that collects the knowledge on enemies you are defeating, and when you defeat enough of them, you should get some minor rewards, and also there are quests to just kill a certain amount of a certain type of enemy.
The door swings open, revealing a magical sphere around the scroll. It appears that the floor in this room can be moved and rotated.
Okay, so it looks like we have a puzzle. obviously, before we get into the puzzle, we will look through the entire room and destroy all the barrels. Okay, let's see. What's the deal? We can move around, and I imagine we have to power all of the corners, maybe? So let's try doing that. I can only turn them in one direction. I can't choose to turn them in the opposite side. Okay, so that's 2. I could do this one, but I need more splitting. How do I... Oh, I see. Like this. Because I need one
The
more over
protective
here.
spell dissipates.
And
All
there
that
we go.
remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
And we got more experience. And since we got another rank in our first level, we got another action point, which we will be spending shortly. First, let's leave and give in the quest. Let's go tell Linus that our hunt was successful. Oi, you got the scroll? Let's see what it says. Well, what's this then? There are no pictures. Okay. Well, never mind, I'll get it to someone who knows how to read. Right. Don't worry, I ain't gonna forget you. Here, take this for your trouble. So the guy can't read. That's nice. Let's see. Rugged belt. +5 maximum health. Lesser fortitude. 1 resistant bonus to your fortitude saves. And resistance bonus to reflex saves. I'm gonna go with health. Resistance to reflex save could be good, since by default we have kind of low reflex saves. But I kind of go into it. Like, I kind of went into this character expecting that issue, so I'll just deal with it as it comes up. Okay, and our final quest, which is actually the one we were supposed to do from the get-go, is helping Kaja Bauer Datter. Okay, let's see what she needs. I switch to Siberis. There is unholy wailing coming from Hayton's family crypt. No one wants to check on it, for fear of the Swahagen and their cronies. But what could they want from Hayton's crypt? Oh dear, why won't anyone go down there and see? Well, let's see if Hayton doesn't have some issue with this. My dad used to tell me stories of the Haytons hundreds of years ago when the Swahagen first came. Bjorn Hayton fought him tooth and nail, and when he died, his children fought them. And when they died, their children fought them. Oh, Lars. Lars Hayton was the last of them, and I was... well, never mind that. Okay, some history. He's gone missing, and everyone thinks he's dead, but I know he's still alive. What if this wailing has something to do with it? You have to go and look. Well, if it's unholy wailing, as she said, then I don't imagine it's good news, but very well. Let's see. Before though, let's use our new point. And for now, let's get 2 additional uses of Smite. We get 3 uses of Smite per rest, so I'll actually be using that now in this dungeon, probably, whenever I come across a bit of a harder enemy.
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, A grim-faced man glares at you.
Okay, hello. I haven't seen you before. You're new to Kortos? Well, you should go back up to the village. The script is falling apart. You could trip on some rubble and hurt yourself. Right. Is he the Crypt Keeper? Who has time for menial chores with Kortos' impending doom? The Swahagen want to destroy the village, and the only safe people are the ones who join the Devour cult. Mark my words, in a month's time, the only people left in Kortos will belong to the cult. Okay, so he's pretty pessimistic. Will you let me in the crypt? Cool. Okay, let's see. Someone.
Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go?
And are they still walking around? Oh. Okay. I have spotted something. So let's search. And it doesn't
You
seem...
notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more.
Okay, let's try again. It doesn't seem like I have enough searching skill to actually find whatever this is. So this is one of the issues of playing alone as a paladin. Usually, obviously, in a party you would have other classes which might have higher skills than just one player can manage. I imagine there are some ways. Okay. I imagine there are some ways. Okay, so we fight first, then I'll say what I wanted to say.
What were those cultists up to? This bears more investigation.
But yeah, anyway, basically, if we had, for instance, a rogue with high searching, he would probably find some secret passage or something to interact with. As it stands, even though I'm pretty sure the map kinda betrays the fact that there is something there. Although, I guess you can just think you can loop around, but I imagine you can't. That's probably just inaccessible
A
since I
treasure
can't.
chest glimmers in the dark passage here.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp. It's a slashing weapon, perfect for slicing through putrid zombie flesh that would resist puncturing or bludgeoning weapons.
Okay, so they basically are teaching us that different enemies have different weaknesses. For now, we already have a much better longsword, so I'll just keep mine and slay the Devourer minions.
As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up.
Yes, sir. Before we go there, I want to check this door. Let's see what this is. I can open it. I can open it. Okay.
There's a Sahuagin in here, performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my...
The altar glows with dark power, and the Sahuagin continues.
Kill. Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill any who would help them.
Okay. Well, I'll kill you first, I guess. Let's see. Are you tough? You're kinda tough. Smite. And you're not really tough. So, just
The
swings.
Sahuagin were using this vile devourer altar to create undead. A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar. If you take it with you, it may be useful later. You continue to hear cultists about their evil work from further inside the crypt.
Okay, let's look around. And see. Okay, so still investigating the crypt, and now we also have to destroy 2 more altars. I imagine the crest will have something to do with some sort of a puzzle or a way to open something.
Another treasure chest. Perhaps the cultists brought it here, but it's yours now. This
Okay.
heavy mace is a bludgeoning weapon, ideal for smashing apart skeletons. Their bones are resistant to puncturing or slashing weapons.
Well, okay, but right now I'm not
There's
too
another
bothered.
Sahuagin. It croaks.
Cragwolf Hayton, in life you served the light. But in death, you shall serve the Devourer.
The Sahuagin gloats.
Okay. Let's smite this guy. Nice. Wait. Okay, I thought he actually got one shot,
These
but
Devourer altars will create a blight of undead upon Korthos. You know what needs to... Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
okay. So we have crest of the snake and crest of the bat. Let's see what we'll get in the final altar. Well, he didn't put up much of a fight. Are you going to be a problem? I guess not.
A
Okay.
magical barrier blocks the way, and behind it, another Sahuagin performs unholy rituals at a Devourer altar. This barrier appears linked to 3 sockets in the wall. If you find the crests to those sockets, it may allow you passage.
Neat. It even like removes a circle of power, let's say, with every crest I put in. But we're still missing the octopus crest. And here, if I needed to, I could rest. I don't really want to, or need to. Like, I'm missing, what, 4 HP? And I actually just regained smites just by walking in there, I guess? Oh no, smites return at a rate of 1 every 90 seconds. Okay, so in this case, I don't think I'll need more in the action enhancement thing. I think I'll stay with just 3, since they actually regen. Okay, let's do something not very lawful good and break these apart. This really makes me think they're gonna come alive and start fighting me. But I guess they just leave some cash. Okay. Let's smite you. And then no running away. Kill you. Well, the guy is dead.
A check. There's something odd on the wall, possibly dangerous. If you search, you may be able to find out more.
Okay, let's see if we can. But again, I don't think so. Yeah. We are not that good with searching. Imagine it has to do something to do with that lever there. And
Acid sprays out of the wall
Oh.
as the gate slams shut.
okay. Yep. Okay, we got hit. Gate lever. Will this will spray? Yeah, it will. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, nice. Charming goggles of deadly. Okay. Competence bonus to weapon damage, that's nice, and equipment bonus to DC of enchantment spells. Not very useful, but still nice. We have 50 Thief's Tools that allows us to disable device or open locks, though I'm not sure if I can actually use those. It doesn't have the X, under it, so I imagine I could probably use those, even without being an actual rogue or a thief. We're gonna have to remember about that acid thing on our way back. Meanwhile, let's see. There's some copper. And there are some urns. Throwing daggers. That's nice. Probably just gonna sell them, but still. Good to have. And some more. Oil or light repair. Okay, and this is actually probably gonna open the way back. Yep.
This is a dark and dusty passage. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in decades.
Okay, so I'll skip the trap back there by walking around in the circle. I imagine we could have probably entered that way if we had enough search ability. Did we go down here? We did go. Yeah, it's the next one. And probably circle back around. Okay, let's see. Probably through this door will be our last quest.
In the middle of this chamber is an evil devourer altar. By it, a Sahuagin rumbles.
For generations, the human Haytans have forestalled us. Now the dead Haytans shall serve the Devourer's slaves. They'll be the army to crush the Korthos resistance,
Cries the Sahuagin.
Yeah, not if I can do anything about it. So, might?
The Sahuagin's plan must have been to use these devourer altars to animate every body in this crypt. But by your hand, you can destroy the altar and prevent that from happening. When the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
Okay. Let's go and disable the barrier. I think I'll still skip on the rest, just because missing 7 health isn't that much of a deal. That big of a deal. Especially since I still have the bracer, which can give me 8 at least.
You fit the
I'm not
last
too
crest
bothered.
in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside
let's draw them
spits
out.
out in a venomous voice.
These fools who would keep Korthos shall be consumed by the Devourer.
Put you.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar,
Okay,
the
let's
Sahuagin
go.
says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the Devourer's
Let's
teeth.
smite this guy, and that's. Yep. And the altar.
Your bold action saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Okay. And it also explained. Ooh, scepter. I don't think I'll be using scepters, but we can see what it is. But yeah, basically it just told us that instead of running all the way back to the exit, we can just press this button here to leave the dungeon. Curse spewing shortbow of Tendon Slice 1. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna use short bows, but still nice. And finish. The adventure is complete. I want to recall. And let's give him the quest. I was afraid you'd been hurt. Did you look in the crypt? What's in there? They were resurrecting, turning the bodies into undead minions. Don't worry, I put a stop to it. Oh, how horrible. You don't say. But what about, did you find Lowers? Was he... You don't find a trace of them down here? So he could still be alive. Debatable. You've done a world of good. Happy to be of help. Help. Okay, let's see. Provides concentration and will bonuses, or -1 penalty to intelligence and penalty to wisdom, but bonus to constitution. I'll skip. I'll take this one.
Hero. It is on the people's lips as you walk by. Cautious looks have become friendly nods. Then word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
Okay, so we can go into the tavern to see what's that. First, let's see. We got the Scepter of Necromancy. Basically, it has some bonuses to necromancy spells and magic in general, attacks, and nullification for negative energy and poison spell power. Well, not very useful, but still cool. And it's worth a lot. Is that actually worth... No, that can't be 400 platinum. That'd be insane. No, that has to be 400 silver. Well, still, pretty good. And we'll see how much we'll actually get from it. Let's put on the glasses and see if... can I look at my character somehow? Oh, I was hoping there would be a first-person camera, but the most first person that you can get with swings and stuff is like this. If you zoom in more, you stop seeing your weapons. That's kind of lame. Yeah, basically second person. Like, I feel like I've seen a game that had this kind of perspective. Obviously, it's usually more like this, where you actually see most or all of your character, or first person. Okay, let's see what they want from us at the tavern, but before I want to see if I have another point to spend. I do have another point to spend. Okay, so I don't think I'll be getting more of those. I could have 5 smites, but since they regenerate without resting, I think I'll skip on having more. Excuse me. I could do more attack and damage for favorite weapon, Thunder, Intimidate, Diplomacy, and Concentration. Those are all not... Actually, I'll go with this, since I don't mind staying with longswords. Although, if I do want to swap for great swords, I guess that would lock me in a bit. So let's not. Let's start working into the racial tree. So let's take this. It gives us 1 fortitude. Okay, let's see what's happening in the tavern. And we have a new quest in the tavern. I'm glad you're here. I've heard of your efforts on the behalf of the village. Thanks to you, opportunities have begun to materialize to turn the situation around. There is a traitor here in the village, someone who has given himself to the guild willingly, mad as that is. We now know that his next move will be, and that is where you come in. The fool is planning to attack the tavern and kill me. But when he arrives with his Swahagan allies, he won't find me, he'll find you. Okay. Don't worry, well... okay, sorry. Don't worry, my men will ambush most of the Swahagan before they get near the place, but make sure you kill the traitor. Under no circumstances allow him to get away. His name is Jacoby Drexhand. Pretty sure that was the guy we met at the start of the crypt dungeon. But sure, let's go. For now, I'll keep doing normal, although these are fairly easy. After this one, I'll go back to the crypt dungeon and do it on hard to see how much of a difference the level does.
Your waiting bears fruit. This must be the collaborator stepping in from the dark.
And then maybe I'll start doing all future dungeons on a higher difficulty from the get-go. You again, the Swahagan blame me for your heroics. I'm sick of your tampering. Well, let's see what he says. I'm no fool, the Swahagan will kill everyone who doesn't convert. It's inevitable, I'm just watching out for my hide. Okay. So says the biggest fool. Well... okay, so he ran away. We'll have to probably follow him. But for now, let's clear out the enemies. We smited that one. There are a couple more coming. Any more? Yep. There's some more. Okay, that's quite a few. Thankfully we deal quite a lot of damage and...
Your stalwart defense gives the Sahagin pause, but you hear more of them gathering outside for a final assault.
okay, so we probably have a bit of
You
time.
notice a small chest hidden behind the bar.
Okay, so there is a chest. That's nice. Let's get some temporary hit points for 3 minutes as a precaution for the next enemies come in. Just because I don't want to lose much more. Let's smite again.
You have weathered the Sahagin storm. Now, after that traitorous Jacoby Drexelhand, he must have fled into the cellar.
Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Quite a few nice things. These are probably just for cash. But it's still nice. And we also got a better shield that has enhancement to fire spell power. I wonder if that will have synergy with the racial fire abilities that we'll get as a red dragonborn. +1 to magic defense. Spellcasting implement, nice. And death block. Devourer of this item is immune to all death spells and magical death effects. Okay, I don't imagine that's death as in being killed. I imagine there are some death-themed spells, let's say. But it's still nice. Still very nice. Okay, let's go. We still have 2.5 minutes of extra points.
Isn't here. However, webbed footprints on the ground betray the location of a secret passage. Backtracking them may reveal the way to open that passage.
Okay.
The
We
chamber
found
beyond
the
secret
footsteps
passage looks ancient, predating
letting
Korthos
us
village.
open the way. Let's see, there's a chest. I kinda expect... okay, traps every time I open something, but at the same time I know as a paladin I don't have much I can do aside from preparing to deal with the consequences of springing a trap. And right now, like, having those 10 extra hit points is the best I can do. It just protects my actual hit points. Oh, I think I'm lagging. Okay, that was strange. Okay, the guy is running away. We still have 10 seconds of extra hit points, so I imagine that's not gonna last long. Let's kill this guy before he stands up. With a smite. Okay, we lost the temporary hit points buff. It's still all good. Let's keep going, especially since we can rest here, so that'll regenerate our use of the spell. Okay, we found some kinda better goggles. Basically, my current goggles give me more damage. This one just makes me hit more often, but I think I like that more. I'd rather hit pretty much every time than hit less often, but deal more damage when I hit. Okay, let's rest just to regenerate hit points and regain the cast from our bracers. It takes a little bit to rest. I probably didn't need to, but... Okay, so there's another guy. Just one guy and another door.
There. That weaselly Drexelhammer has
Okay,
nowhere left to run.
let's smite.
Finish the job.
Let's trip. Under. Didn't work too well.
Siding with the soft Morgan would save his life.
This isn't going the best. But I don't think it's too dangerous. Okay. Okay, it actually was far easier than I was hoping. I heard a lot of hit sounds, but I'm fairly sure those were just getting hit for 0 damage, which I didn't actually know was possible. Let's see, we have a heavy wooden shield of false life. It has quality that increases turning undead, extra 1 to AC, and it gives us 2 extra hit points. And the only thing is it gives us 1 more defense, but 1 more penalty as well. I think I'll wear that. On this character, I will not really worry about armor penalties. I just want the best defense I can get. And let's press finish to complete the adventure and give the quest in. And after that, I can see I can level up, I think. And I'll go do the hard quest in the crypt to see how difficult the level change is. There you are. I was worried they got you. Did you kill him? Yes. And may he spend an eternity in Kyber's bowels. This is wonderful news, my friend. We have reached the tipping point at last. We can take the fight to the Swahagen. Thank you. Okay. And we have some choice to make. We can choose a ring. I want to see what the ring is. It gives me spell bonus. That's not really that important to me. And where's the sword? What's longsword? Lesser monstrous humanoid bane. So +1 better than normal enchantment bonus versus monstrous humanoids, and it deals extra 1 to 6 damage. I don't know if that's actually better. I only have +1 to hit against everything, and +1 damage versus 1 to 6 isn't all that big of a deal, in my opinion. But let's choose that anyway, just because.
Your victories have made the village much safer, but only temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the wilds of Korthos Island.
Okay, so there is a quest here that I'll come back for. Right now I want to, and actually I'll do that before I level up, just to see if with slightly better gear than before I can fairly easily do a hard version of that quest. Let's repeat the quest. It makes you go through all of the dialogue again when you reset the quest, basically. And let's do it on hard, I guess. Yeah, let's just try it on hard. If it still feels very easy, then I know in the future that I can do hard dungeons fairly
Coming
easily.
from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange
I'll be skipping
and
through a lot
unsettling
this time
echoes
around.
that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glared. Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls. You notice something strange about the wall to the west.
Actually, I have
If you
the
search the
goggles
wall,
now. Let's see if the
you may
goggles help me
discover
find
more.
this. Nope. Well, too bad. Let's just see if these enemies are really all that tougher. Okay, they take a few more hits, and they
What were those
hit me a
cultists
bit.
up to? This
Not bad
bears a
so
treasure
far.
chest glimmers in the dark passage. Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp.
Not that bad so
It's a
far.
slashing weapon, perfect for slicing through putrid zombie flesh. That there's a Sahuagin in here, performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my bidding.
The Sahuagin were using this vile devourer altar to create undead. A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar.
Okay, interesting. So if I had
May be useful
run
later.
in and
You
killed the guy
continue to
before
hear cultists about
his
their
dialogue
evil work
finished,
from further inside the crypt.
the other zombie didn't rise and isn't fighting me. That's actually interesting. It's kind of a bummer, honestly, like kind of punishing a person for waiting for the narrator to finish talking. Kind of strange. Not too big of a deal. Where are you running? Okay, so the enemies are
As you
definitely
slay
tougher.
these foul cultists, take care to keep your own
They're not
health.
dealing that much damage right now.
Another treasure chest.
I'm not too worried, and I
Perhaps
might.
this heavy mace is a bludgeoning weapon, ideal for smashing apart skeletons. Their bones are resistant.
Like, so far, I'm
There's another
pretty sure I
Sahuagin.
could do
It
hard
hurts.
dungeons on my own, at least for now.
Wolf-Haten, in life you served the light.
No, this time he probably managed to res the skeleton. Nope.
These devourer altars will create a blight. Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Yeah, so I might actually do hard dungeons going forward. Just because, I don't know, like, it doesn't have to... Like, I don't mind the game being easy, but if it gives me a bit more of a challenge and maybe a bit more of a reward, then it's fine. And I can always lower the difficulty if I find myself struggling at some point. Especially since, like, obviously right now I'm in sort of a still tutorial area, in a way. Like, this part is definitely not meant to really challenge you all that much. We're still basically learning the ways of the game. Okay, this time I'll do this first. And see
In the middle
if...
of this chamber is an evil devourer altar.
Yes, yes.
By it, a soft
Fall
walker
down, get
humbles.
smited.
For generations, the human Hatans have forestalled us.
The Sahuagin's plan must have been when the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It
Okay,
glows
so we have
with
all
cold
crests.
magic.
Sorry. Took my hand from the mouse to get a drink. Okay, let's
chest.
see about this
It's
chest.
out in the open, and acid sprays out of the wall as the gate slams shut.
There is acid, but it already spewed, so we don't have to worry about that. We can loot this. Go over here. Break these. I don't remember. Yeah, there are some urns we can break. See. Can we get up? Yep. Yep, there it is, some silver. And I'm not gonna bother opening the door again, since I know where it leads, and I don't need to go that way. So let's... Alright, let's trigger the trap. Wait for it to stop queuing, and run through. Oh, okay. That was stupid, I have to open the door. So let's open and run back. Okay, I think I'll be doing future dungeons hard to start with. At least for now. If I start to struggle, since I am playing on my own,
blocks the way, and behind it, you fit the
then...
last crest in place.
Actually,
and the
let's
magic
get some
shield
temporary
dissipates.
health.
The Sahuagin inside
Dip you
spits
down.
out in a venomous voice.
These fools who would keep Corthus shall be
And
consumed
let's
by
kill
the
the
Devourer.
odds first.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar, the Sahuagin says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the Devourer's teeth.
Wait.
your bold actions
And
saved
destroyed.
Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Okay, I'm actually very curious how the loot will be affected by the fact we already did the quest, but on a lower difficulty. I'm hoping it's gonna give us some good stuff, but it might actually be not that great. Okay, a +1 shield. It's not that great, although it's actually as good as what we have, plus it has the passive bonus to force spell power. That's decent. And some gold. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I think hard dungeons for now will be the way to go. If I find someone from the community who wants to play with me on stream, then I might do even harder levels, just because I feel like with more people that would be even easier, obviously, aside from the fact that I would be able to find the passages and use some more things that my class doesn't naturally use. Oh, and I can choose the same rewards again for the quest. That's fine. Not too bothered by that. Okay, yeah. Figure that out. Okay, so there is one more quest in the tavern, and there is a quest from the mayor over here, and I think we have the main story quest that this tells us to do is over here. And I also see there is another quest here. So I think I'll be ending streaming for tonight, and we'll pick this up tomorrow, probably around the same time, hopefully. And we'll see all those quests and about doing them. For now, I'll finish with leveling up. Let's first use the services to advance to the next level as a paladin. And basically, you can choose at any point to stop going through the stop going with the set path you've chosen at the moment you created your character. You can just choose this, and at the same time, you just immediately begin to completely autonomously choose what you want at level ups. Also, you can choose to just see what the new level gives you, and you can choose to go back, cancel the advancement, and choose on your own. Like, decide at this point that, for example, you don't want to put your skill point in intimidation, so you would do cancel, talk with her, and tell her you want to make your own choices, and see options outside your path. For now, I'll stay. This is fine. I don't mind this. These are feats I just get. There are no choices here. It's just because I level up as a paladin to level 2, I get these skills. This is going to be very useful. It just can heal me or a friendly target, or can damage a fiend. No, an undead friend or undead foe. And this gives me a bonus to saves equal to charisma bonus. That's nice. And there are some other changes that I get with the level up. And leveling up also gives me more action points, which I'll spend in the dragonic tree. I can get more armor. I can make my attacks, or kind of make enemies more likely to hit me. Intimidate, Spellcraft, and Haggle I don't really need, or even more Fortitude. What do I need for this one? Oh, I have to have 2 points for this one. Action point cost 2. Okay, so I would need 2. I'll just go for natural armor. If I was playing in a group as a tank, I'd probably get this, just to help me get aggro on me. But as I'm playing on my own, I'll just get more natural armor. I'm not sure if that helps me. If I'm already wearing armor. If it's like the usual game, then it just chooses. If my natural armor is better than my worn armor, then it doesn't matter what armor I wear, it just uses my natural armor. But anyway, yeah, that's all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle through the first few quests of the game, and hopefully I'll be streaming this game more in the future and see what this whole dragon deal is about. For now, thank you and see you around.